So, Momiji is another character with great movement, right? She's got great movement. It doesn't really make sense to her to wave dash too much because she doesn't have an offensive hold, and she doesn't have like crazy wall rising attacks like Tina does. So, you know, her movement is good though. Her regular movement for what it is good. The one thing I'll say about Momiji, and it's the same thing with Hayate as well, but Hayate can do it a little better. Hayate has the ability to stay away from you and keep you out completely and not have to worry about shit. Whereas Momiji, she doesn't have all the same options Hayate has. She doesn't have a back punch. She doesn't have a special sidestep. So that's where she's going to come into, you know, she still keep you out. If you don't believe me, go fight Hookless. But it's easier to get in on her than it is Hayate. So put the break things on. So the first thing I want to go over is her speed. She's got a 10-frame jab, 12-frame mid, which is moderate. Whenever you see those speeds, it's moderate. But again, going back to Tina, how I said she's got that 22-frame damage forward punch, and she has a 17. If Tina does wall rise and punch at the beginning, she's going to beat me all day. So going on to the next thing, though. Moderately quick, right? She's not super fast, but she's pretty speedy. She's got a safe launcher, which is really rare in DOA. Down for a punch, which is a high launcher. It's -7 on block, which means it's unsafe against grappling characters, but it is completely safe against regular characters. They got a neutral throw, which can be broken, so it's not guaranteed damage. She's got okay string manipulation. Doesn't have crazy string manipulation. Like, she's got this going for her right now, and she's got some pretty good options off of this. Like the mix up, we'll go into that later. I don't want to get into that right now, but I'm gonna talk about her strings. So her strings are pretty good. She can go into this air stance here, right? And she has access to her bound from here. She's got access to another nosebleed stun. She's got some pretty good stuff here because she can go. She can also go into her other air stance. So she's got this air stance here, and then she's got this one, which opens up another, you know, thing of mix up like the throw and the punch, right? And the kick. So she's got options out of the air. The problem is a lot of that stuff is gimmicky. A good player, and I'm going to show you guys again later what I'm talking about. Like, one thing with Momiji, and it's been since DOA5, is the fact that she, what do you call it? I want us to actually set this a different way, so I'll show you guys what I want to show you what I mean. So her whole air stance shit when she goes into the guard break is pretty gimmicky. It's not even a real mix-up. Because you can fuzzy guard. And once you fuzzy guard this string from Momiji, the entire string becomes... Yeah, you can fuzzy guard the air stuff. None of the air stuff is legitimate, so I'll show you. Actions, player control. I did not do that. Here's the kick version, which is the high kick. Here's the punch version, right? And then she has the throw version, right? Then she also has this. I'm sorry, she has this. No, why is it not coming out? I hate that input. She's got this. Which no one's gonna, like, guys, you're not gonna get hit by that. So, let's play that back. I want to show you. I am going to beat all those options by doing one thing. What happened right there? Nothing. She's getting nothing. Nothing from this. I'm +1 when she does that. She has no frame advantage. And then I'm gonna hit her. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. She gets 0 from that guard break. Literally, it's guard breaking for nothing. Like, she can't do anything. All I have to do is fuzzy guard, as you can see. That's never gonna hit somebody. But either way, you see what I'm talking about. So, her air stance, I was hoping in this game that they made her air stance a little more viable, whereas she had, yeah, I do 3-3 block, or you can do 3-3-7, but I was hoping that they made her air stance a little more viable, where she had like a quicker attack that maybe guard broke that could keep pressure. The punch is always going to hit if they fuzzy, but it's -1, so you can't just go in there and fucking go ham. You can sidestep and stuff, but it just causes, it just, you know, keeps you safe, but you can't really continue too much pressure off of that, you know what I mean? So, that's what I think of her air stances. Again, her string manipulation's okay. She's got this, which is new. She's got this from her back turn stance, which is new. She's got, obviously this is new right here, her bound, we're going to close it. Yeah, let me see the title. We're going to do So yeah, she's got a couple new stuff in this game, a couple new things in this game, but again, it's nothing that's really groundbreaking. she didn't really get anything groundbreaking, which makes the character completely different than she was in 5. Ultimately, Momiji is doing the same thing she's doing in 5, but they just made it so that she can access the DOA6 system with her bound. You know what I'm saying? They made it so that she could do this because she needed to do this, you know what I mean? So, one thing that I would do want to say that she has right now that is not going to stay, that's going to get nerfed, is she's actually the only character in the game, maybe one of the only characters, because there may be some hidden in the game somewhere, but she's one of the only characters in the game that has guaranteed force text if they hit, that can keep advantage. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that. If you guys don't know, if I go like this, if he doesn't tech up, that's a one-hit force tech, which don't exist in this game. Nobody has them. Elliot had them. A lot of characters had them. They took them all away. They don't want that happening in this game. That's not supposed to happen. Also, she can do it off of this. For 6H plus K as well. That shouldn't do that, okay? Also, her back punch into that, it does it as well. So let me try to set up a setup. I haven't actually tried this one. What can I do to try to get that? Maybe back kick. Either way, that's not supposed to do that. Her back turn punch, or back turn down back kick, which is this, force text in one hit. None of those are supposed to do that, but right now she can, so take advantage of it while you can. And then if you do those setups, you actually keep advantage. Remember we were talking about the opposite slice with Tina? So, one of the only characters in the game that can actually force tech you with one hit. Let's see. Her bound is pretty accessible from this, if you can get it to land. It's really hard to get that to land. But it's pretty accessible from that, so, and her damage, honestly, bro, her damage output is pretty good. Like, I'll show you guys a good example combo right now. Just messing around and just trying to do something. Hold on. Oh, fuck, let me move to the wall. There you go. Like, her damage is pretty good. This is a normal hit, by the way. And it didn't give me the close hit, but imagine if they gave me the close hit, how much damage that would do. I want to actually get the close hit to show you. There it is. So that's pretty good. It's not Hayabusa damage, it's not Tina damage, but 147, that's pretty good shit on normal hit if you can actually get them to not have break blow near the wall. So damage output is up there, pretty good. Tracking. Her tracking is very, very good. I will give it to her. Punch, back punch. Tracks. Not only does it track, but it leads into this. Okay? She's got down back punch, which is a natural combo if you finish it on counter hit. So, that's a natural combo. Natural combo on counter hit. Not high counter, do not confuse them. It's only on counter hit. What else she got to track? She's got, guard breaks. Momiji has some dirty ass guard breaks. I will give it to her. Not only is this plus, but it's fucking tracking. That shit keeps people in check, and it's very, very scary. Let me show you the advantage on her 2 guard breaks that you're mainly going to see for the most part. So, bam, +2. This is a new addition, which I think can be more plus from tip range. +3. This was an unsafe in DOA5, I think, or maybe it wasn't. Either way, it wasn't a guard break, and it wasn't plus. Bam, bam, +2, right? What else has she got? Quarter circle back people's K, +6. Eat that shit all fucking day. And not only is it +6, but it tracks and it's a mid. It's so fucking good. So you guys probably thinking, oh, what kind of setups you got with that? What can you do with that shit? I'm gonna show you right now. Alright? I'm gonna put it on recovery, sideways, and I want you to get up and strike me, right? I wish you would get up and hit me. I'll just do a basic combo. Don't do it. You're going to get close hit. You're going to get hit every single time, right? So you can't get up and hit her. It's not unholdable, but think about it. If they tech up right there, you're eliminating the sidestep, you're eliminating them blocking, and you're eliminating them hitting the button. It's a perfect setup, except for the fact that it's not unholdable. They can get up and break blow you. They can get up and fucking hold it. But it's not... You can't do anything else except defensive things. You cannot attack except for break blow. So it's really good to keep people in check. Justice is Hope for subbing. Thank you so much for joining the FFM Guardians, man. I appreciate you, bro. Much love, bro. Thank you. All you guys that are subbing. But to go back to the breakdown here, that's a really good setup that you can use that I came up with. So if you guys want to set up, I would call this like a meaty, except for it's not really meaty because of the fact that it's not just blockable and hittable. You can actually do some offensive things too, but it's really solid because they have a few options. Also, you can do it off of this. Alright? So you can also do this as well. Okay? That one's +2. So if you want like good meaty setup to use, you can use those ones. So, yeah. Really good guard breaks, really good frame advantage. The only weaknesses that I would really say this character has is really just fast characters and characters that can really get in on her. Like her keep out is great. She's got a 12 frame tracking high kick, bro. That's safe. It's -7 on block, which means only grapplers can guarantee throw punish it. Great fucking move. She has it out of her punch kick as well. Okay, so that's really good. 12 frames, it tracks, it's a high, but it's safe. It's really good. The hitbox on it is fucking phenomenal. Look at that shit. Kicked in the fucking face. Oh my god. Look at the fucking range on that shit, baby. Great range. She has the ability to get across the stage extremely well. Look at her 4-4 punch range. Great whiff punish, right? Please get up and try to hit. I'm gonna go like this. Fuck out of here, Hayate. You see what I'm saying? You get where I'm coming from here. So the only other weakness that I think she has, other than the fact that she can't really combat really fast characters up close because they're going to completely run over her. Her string manipulation is good. She's got a couple string manipulation things. Her biggest weakness is her access to her bound. And what I mean by that is, on lightweights, if you're fighting a lightweight with Momiji, you can bound the shit out of them. On lightweights, you can bound them with this. That works, okay? On lightweights, you can bound them off of this. That works. Okay, but you see none of it works on the midweight, right? Any character up off of any character heavier than a lightweight, you pretty much can't do anything to. Meaning, like, let's just say I wanted to do this to Hayate, right? The only thing that I can do to hit that is 3-3P. 3-3P is a high launcher, so the only time you're ever going to see me bounding Hayate for the most part is if I do one of two things, and I'm going to show you something because I actually just discovered this the other day. I can go this. This will work. So you got to do her jumping air stance, not the double jump, the regular jump into a punch kick, right? So you got to, so I would say to set that up, stun, you can do that. Or you can do it off the jab. So that works just fine, right? Bam. But just remember, that's a high as well. So look at all the work you're putting in trying to get that. They can hold all that shit instead of just going like this. That's a high as well, and that's sort of one chance guess. So why would you give them all these chances to guess? Look at this shit. All them chances for what? Well, you can just go like this. They're both high. Look, jumping punch is high. See, it's a high attack. So just do the 3-3P. You know what I mean? So again, that's her biggest weakness, I think, is the fact that she can't bound. And why is the bound even important? Because she has to be able to break blow you to kill you in some situations. If I want to stun you, and if I want to stun you and go like this, I have to immediately go into my break blow, which you can see doesn't even work. I have to do some shit, probably like, I think I might be able to go like this. Even that doesn't work. So that's what I'm saying. You can't really bound midweights and up if you don't use 3-3P. You have to use 3-3P, but that means if you're fighting someone and you're stunning him, you're going to be looking for that high launcher. None of your other launchers give you the bound. But that doesn't mean that you can't launch him and just do, you know, the older combos like this. They still work. So they still work, but you're just not going to get the bound. So, what does Momiji have in this game that's new? Again, I might be missing a few things, but I hope I'm not. Back punch. It's a tracking punch into her back turn. You probably think that that's not good, but that is a four-way mix-up. How is it a four-way mix-up? I'll show you. Punch. Look at that stun. Plus 30. I get any fucking thing I want off that. You have to counter that high. You have no choice but to counter it. There's no stagger escape. Counter a break hold or a low hold, right? But what happens if they low hold? You got this. Don't do that. Unescapable. That doesn't even work. See what I mean? So her back turn mix-ups. So what is the biggest mix-up of all when it comes to that? So watch this. That works, mid-punch. That's the mid-punch mix-up. That works as the high mix-up, but what's the mid-kick, right? So you're probably going to see this and think that's not going to work. But of course it's going to work because you want to bait them. When you're playing Momiji, this is what you want to do. You want to hit them with this, right? And bait them to hold that. Because what you're doing is you're putting it in their head that you're only going to do the mid-punch launcher. You're putting in their head that you're only going to do the punch. That's why you go, you condition them with the mid-punch and the high punch, and then you start throwing this out there. That's when you really start fucking them up. Then you have access to your other launchers. So for those of you that don't know, when you put somebody in a fatal stun, which means if you put them into one of these, your launcher is always higher. And I think it's only the sit-down stun version. So if I go like this, yeah, it's only the sit-down stun. So that's why you really want to try to open people up with this here, because it tracks. It's good to start with. 14 frames, that's good, and it tracks. 14 frame track and move into another follow-up, that's really good. So, then you have access to your other launches. Bam, right? All this works. And it only works if you do the fatal stun on midweights. On lightweights, like I said, all for launchers, no matter what, will work into bound. On midweights and up, you have to use the sit-down stun in order to get it. So that's a pretty good explanation, I think, on Momiji. Overall, right now, oh, also, the other new thing that she got is she has, obviously, her new bound attack. It's her, down 4 P plus K is her close hit that you do after the bound, and also, like, when you're near the wall. So, yeah, man, I mean, oh, yeah, this is also new, I can't forget this, but no one's going to get by this, unless you set it up perfectly. That is a throw combination, so what I mean by that is you actually have to, so you see when it pops up? Every time she hits her, the way I found the easier way to do it, every time she hits him, just buffer any attacks. Like that. Just buffer any attacks every time she hits him, just hit it. Don't mash it, because if you mash it, it's not going to come out. Watch, it doesn't work. You mash it. Oh, it does. Never mind. Look, I just taught myself something. Look at that shit. You can mash this shit out. It works. Again, the only problem you're going to have with this is that it's really fucking hard to get that shit. Damn, I didn't know you can mash it. I've been actually trying to be smart and do it a different way, but you can mash that shit out. However, there's some gimmicky shit that Hoodless showed me that's actually really good. Watch this. What's the setup? Watch this. If he does a mid wake-up kick, right? Watch this. No, don't tech up. That's what it is, okay. I want to do the bound, okay. Wait, how did he set that up? He did some crazy shit with this, and I was like, wow, that's crazy, but I don't think I can replicate it. But either way, it's just some gimmicky stuff where you can actually get that setup to work, but I honestly don't remember what the hell he did, but, yeah, so overall, you know, I would say that Momiji's very solid, and I wouldn't say that she's much better than that. Like, I wouldn't go out on a limb and say she's incredibly stronger than she was in 5. I would say that she's a little better because she can do the bound and she's got the break blow. But ultimately, man, I really don't think this character is, you know, exceptionally strong. I still think she's good, but I just don't think she's, you know, anything crazy. So, you know, but I am going to be using her as a secondary, and, you know, she's cool, but I just don't think, like I said, I don't think she's really that strong, you know what I mean? But that's just my opinion. Other people might have different opinions of it, you know what I mean? A tier? Yeah, so if I had to put her in a tier just based off of right now, because again, this isn't a brand new character we're talking about. She's still Momiji for the most part. If I had to put her in a tier, to be honest with you, right now with the other characters in the game and what they're doing, Hayate, I have Hayate in high A tier, like right under S. And then I have, like, let me compare it to somebody else. I have, like, Diego in, like, the top, like, in, like, the middle of A tier, top of A tier. So again, I have an SA leading from top to bottom. If Diego's in, like, if Hayate's in the top of A tier, and then Diego's in the middle of A tier, I would have to say Momiji is probably at the bottom of A tier. And then, you know, you got your B, C, and D. If you even want to say C. But the way I'm going to do my next tier list, when I do one, which is going to be coming up soon, I would say S, A, B, and C. I don't think I'm going to do a D tier. Maybe I will. You know, you actually need a D tier because EmeryReigns got to go down there. But either way, I think she's good. I think she's like the bottom of A tier, maybe the top of B tier if you want to get technical. But the reason why I'd even put her that high up there close to Diego is because her keep out is really good. She can be pretty safe if you play her that way, but you know, it's really hard to be able to successfully play her in that fashion. But you know, with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown, man, and I hope you guys are learning stuff as we go along with it.